France, a nation renowned for its revolutionary ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. But beneath the romanticism of the Eiffel Tower and the charm of cobbled streets, there's a growing fracture that's dividing the French people. The cause? Immigration. Over the years, what began as a national necessity has now become one of the country's most contentious debates. In this video, we'll explore how immigration has profoundly impacted France, not just culturally and economically, but in ways that have shaken the very foundation of the Republic itself. In the 20th century, waves of immigrants, especially from North Africa, arrived in France. They were seeking opportunity, but many found themselves pushed to the margins. Immigrant communities settled in the banlieues, suburban ghettos that have since become symbols of exclusion. For many, these areas are no longer just neighborhoods. They are entire parallel societies. Generations later, many of these immigrants and their children still feel disconnected from French society. High unemployment, crime, and frustration run deep. And as tensions rise, so do fears of radicalization, with some communities drifting further away from the secular, liberal values that France has long upheld. With increasing numbers of immigrants, France's public services have become increasingly strained. From overcrowded hospitals to underfunded schools, the system is buckling under pressure. But it's not just about resources, it's about values. In many of these areas, the French ideal of secularism clashes with cultural practices that stand at odds with state policy. France's strict secularism, designed to keep religion separate from the state, is now being challenged. In some areas, religious practices and cultural norms, particularly those linked to Islam, are pushing back against the core values of French society. The consequences of this divide aren't just social. They're violent. France has witnessed multiple riots in immigrant-heavy areas. Violent clashes between police and young residents of the banlieues have become more common. The 2005 riots, for example, were just a glimpse of the deep-rooted frustration bubbling beneath the surface. As crime rates rise in these communities, France's reputation as a bastion of safety and liberty is increasingly questioned. Young people, many of them the children of immigrants, have become disillusioned with a state they feel doesn't care about them, leading to gang violence, criminal activity, and radicalization. The political landscape in France is now more divided than ever. On the right, parties like the National Rally see immigration as a threat to French culture and security. On the left, the push for multiculturalism and the defense of immigrants' rights continues to dominate the discourse. But in the face of these political battles, it's ordinary French citizens who are feeling the consequences. With every new wave of immigration, the public grows more divided. Secularism, social security, national identity, all are up for grabs, leaving many to question, what is France becoming? And perhaps the most tragic outcome of all, terrorism. France has been the target of numerous deadly attacks, many of which have been carried out by individuals from immigrant backgrounds. These extremists often come from disenfranchised communities, where a sense of alienation and frustration with French society breeds hatred and violence. The rise of radical Islam among these populations has fueled fear and uncertainty, threatening the security of an entire nation. And despite efforts to curb radicalization, the problem persists. So, where does France go from here? Immigration has undeniably shaped the country, but the impact has been far from positive. Strained resources, a fragmented society, rising crime, and the threat of radicalization. These are the challenges that France must confront head-on. The question is not just about borders or policies, it's about identity. Can France reconcile its tradition of inclusivity with the realities of modern immigration? Or will it become a nation divided, struggling to uphold the very values it was built upon? If If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis on the challenges facing modern France. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is the solution to France's immigration crisis?